I'm Coy here at Real Rejects, and I'm going to start with you, Idris. I am fascinated by how DJs can read a room and assess someone's momentum and rhythm and get a sense for that energy, and I adore your music and your ability to find that. So I have to know,
man.
with Knuckles, do you think because he's such a good fighter, he'd be a great DJ? And what do you think he'd listen to in assessing the crowd?
I don't think he's a good DJ. No, I don't think he has an ounce of rhythm in him whatsoever. I think he's more of a meditative, frequency guy. A bong here and there and sort of frequency and meditate. That's what I see him doing.
I like it, him channeling a certain zen, bringing the calm instead of the
yeah,
energy.
yeah, exactly.
And Keanu, a few years back, I hosted your Hall H panel for Berserker at Comic-Con, and we had an amazing conversation about iconic imagery and the impact of things like a guy being able to punch through a chest and how important that iconic imagery was for you. Shadow has so much iconography and he's so impactful. What drew you to Shadow and what did you want to bring to him in turn?
I liked his, I mean, it's a weird thing, not weird, but I liked his kind of grief. And I liked his confusion. I liked his anger.
He likes his pain.
I liked his pain.
Oh.
Thank you. I liked his pain, but then I also liked the journey of the character and his friendship with Maria and how someone could believe in him that could help him believe in himself and then do kind of better things.
And I love the nature nurture element of that pain and how it's utilized. It's a really beautiful hero's journey of a story. And that's something we see in a lot of stories. But what I really love about this franchise is it plays the equalizers well. To stick with the music metaphor, there's such an ability to find the tone and rhythm. And whether you're playing, mumbles and rock and rolla or, Neo or all these balances of tone, I love that you guys bring, Duke Kaboom's a different tone than Ted or Bill. Like there's an energy that you have to bring to a story. How do you do that in the booth since you're doing it in isolation? Like, how do you find the equalizer to play in your performance since it's voice work, not interacting with other actors?
Well, I mean, you have the dialogue, you have the text, and you have a really good director,
Yeah.
right?
And-
Jeff.
And you also have the freedom of not necessarily being looked at, even though there is definitely cameras, but you can pull a face to get a type of voice out without worrying about how you look, which I think was always a bit liberating because it just means that, my exercise of my voice can do stuff and, you're just not worried about how you look. You can be as big as you like, but your voice can sound,
The
Sound like
isolation's
that
a strength. I like that. You catch your own reflection and you're aware. They're like, oh, wait, this is what I like to have the freedom of in the booth. Now, you're both actually prolific at the world of fighting, whether it's, Luther is a great example of the physicality being used as a strength. And I love that Luther is a tactician, and Keanu, the work you do in John Wick and the awareness of physicality. Like you both are we started this conversation, you're talking about fighting. This film, I think, has some of the best fighting in animation I've seen. It feels like an anime. It's bombastic, the movie. So as people versed in the language of fighting, what was it like for you to see the first time a lot of the big cataclysmic fights, to see these characters get to throw down?
I mean, I like me a good anime explosion, and I think that there's a lot of kind of homage influence in the Sonic films, and I think they also put their own spin on it. And I think the way that they kind of match the scale of the animation to the scale that happens in the real world is something unique to the Sonic franchise, in the way that it can feel real but also be animated at the same time. And I love the colors, the sound. I like me a good kind of whoa, and the way they do speed and fantastic.
The equalizer's being played. It does feel grounded and real, but as big as it gets. And I really appreciate you both have given me so many hours of entertainment that I adore. And this is my favorite video game franchise. So thank you for doing such beautiful work in it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for saying that, man.